Hello and welcome to Tier 2. I feel like the music's a bit loud, but welcome to Spain Round 2. Welcome Formula 1. We're already into qualifying, so I'm going to jump into this very quickly to say that we are affiliated with Rogue Energy. You please use code PHX to check out 10% off your order, as quickest I've ever done that, and I am joined by the one and only Shanae. Hello, Shanae. How are you doing, mate? Oh, he's muted.
Hello.
Hello.
I muted myself by accident.
How are you doing?
Very well. Let's see. Let's see if this race is any good. I think it will be. There are so many drivers.
There's 16 drivers today, and I think our first driver out will be. I think it's a Red Bull.
Panos is disconnected. I think now he's joined back in, so it's all right.
That's good. So we got Fushy Wushy out. We got a few names that are reserving in today. I believe Anatoly is a reserve driver for Mercedes today. We have Broken, who's reserving in for Ferrari. Grace reserving in for Alfa Romeo in place of Webby, who broke his own pedals. And I think Reason B is the last reserve for tonight with AlphaTauri. And already we have a 5-place grid penalty for Frazon, a collision with Lewis. And it was just for the Red Bull driver, no one else.
I think coming out of the pits, which is weird.
Potentially, yeah. That is a very odd place to collide with one another.
It's weird seeing Panos in McLaren.
Well, we've got your old team, Williams, now coming towards the line to start a hot lap. Shanae, why don't you go on board with them? Take us for an on-board around the track.
Oh yeah, of course. So, going into the first corner, using all of the curb, very fast corner, using the curb as well. It's very easy to spawn the car here on the curb actually. And now flat out to the right hand section, he almost loses the car and
invalidates the lap already.
Yeah, that's... And it stops on the racing line! Oh my god. No.
Who is out? I think we've got Miz going around for a hot lap.
That was scary.
Go on, finish the lap with Miz then, the Haas driver.
Okay. Going into the right corner. This is almost flat out. You have to be very, very brave through there if you want to make it flat out. And now to the updated section last year. Almost braking at the 75 meters. And now going into the slowest section of the track. Absolutely have to trail and yeah, you have to go like very narrow here. You don't want to touch these sausage curbs. And across the line, it's a first lap on the board, 119. Oh, and
one
Trexie
immediately
tops it
beaten
with almost a second up by Trexie.
Ghost Rider in the 118s as well. Armin with a 119.0. That's a very, very slow lap for Armin, but it is still just the start of qualifying. Who do we have next across the line? Red Bull, who received a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Lewis, sorry, crosses the line with a 119.3.
We have Panos doing donuts in the last sector. Presumably warming up his tires.
Very unconventional way of warming up the tires, but let's see how that works out for him. He's going backwards on the track.
He's going backwards.
He did say he wanted to do last to first, but that is not the way to do it. As Nazar puts in the fastest lap, a 118.1 by the Aston Martin driver.
Fortunately, haven't blocked anyone. I think so.
Lucky.
So that's fair enough.
Welcome, Nadim. Greetings from Mr. Legacy. Stop listening to the stream and go enjoy your holiday.
I need to see the. I need to.
No, Webby
See the
broke his pedals. So, you know, Webby was an absolute spoon and just decided to do that to himself, so he can't race. And I know he's listening to the stream, so well done, Webby. You're an absolute muppet. But you're our muppet. You're the Phoenix muppet. Now here comes Broken.
He's a meme lord.
Sorry?
Meme lord.
So we've got pretty much the top 5 in the 118s. Then we got top 10 in 119s or lower. Panos, they were incredible, but very dangerous to drive backwards on the track just to get yourself disqualified. You should have just retired right at the start of the session to get last place. Someone just put in an incredible lap time to improve their position, and I think that was Reason B, who's just crossed the line with a 1:18.3, just 2/1000ths of a second faster than Trexie. So the Alpha Tauri getting ahead of the Alfa Romeo for P2. That's an incredible lap.
And Broken starting his lap in a Ferrari.
Best car.
Oh yeah.
And we've got Ghost Rider as well, teammate just behind on an outlap. Let's see what Broken can do for his first hot lap with Ferrari and his first hot lap with Phoenix as he sets the fastest first sector. That is an incredible first sector for the first hot lap.
High speed, high downforce. Really, the car is coming alive here. Oh, as he goes wide. I know if he
keeps it validated
the invalidation. Though. Sometimes
purple middle sector, 51.7.
Oh,
could this be another pole sitter?
I think he invalidated.
As he's invalidated, no! But he certainly has the pace. If in that one lap he went purple 1 and purple 2, what could he do if he got purple 3? Is he can't be going for a hot lap straight after. He's got no DRS. I guess perhaps just going for a bank cut. 179. That would be an incredible lap. So Broken now, if this yellow flag could just go away, I think that's who is that? I think that's Miz getting out of the way to avoid. We've got 10 minutes left, so Broken has plenty of time to jump into the pits and grab himself a new set of tyres.
It's time for 2 hot laps.
There was a car at the back there.
Somebody improved. I don't know who.
Ghost Rider, unfortunately, having a bit of a spin there in the first sector. But hopefully we can see what he does.
I think that's Fushi Wushi going up to P5.
Incredible lap.
In a Williams.
So you're missing out. I gave you the 2 best drivers in Williams just as you retire. Honestly, you shouldn't have retired.
Yeah.
Oh my god, why is there a fly in my room? This is so annoying. The sun's out, the birds are out, and the flies are in my room.
We have the same issue, man.
It is so annoying.
They got, yeah, they just fly in and just can't get out.
They just slam their face into a window trying to escape. I don't understand it. What do you mean I have a skill issue, Nadim? I'm not even racing. Oh, you mean skill issue with the flies coming into my room? How's that a skill issue? That's a fly issue, yeah. Right, so now we've got the top 8 as Ghost Rider gets a 5-place grid penalty for collision with Armin.
Anatoly with the purple sector?
Anatoly?
Going through the final sector now.
Let's see what the Mercedes man can do.
Let's look at the sector times.
Keeping it careful through the chicane. not touching the curb. That curb you can go sliding across. I've experienced that many a times and across the
DRS open, and
line.
it's gonna be
There's a new fastest
P1.
lap. A 1:18. Oh, that is an incredible lap by Anatoly. Someone
4/10
signed this
improvement.
man already.
Is he not signed?
No, he's not. He's a reserve.
Oh.
Mousy, you are still welcome to join for qualifying. You have 7.5 minutes remaining to join and get into your seat. Wait, Mousy, you're McLaren, aren't you? Yeah, so your seat's still open for you to take. As Ghost Rider retires from the session on the straight. We might be able to see from Anatoly's perspective what has happened to Ghost Rider here. Let's go on board with him. I think there might...
He might have crashed on the exit.
Yeah, unfortunately he is on the side of the road there.
That curb sometimes can spit you out.
Trexie with a 1:17.8 exactly. Where on earth did that come from?
Next to cross the line, Nazar, which is also improving. He's going for pole. He has 2/10 improvement. But is it enough? He has to put some very good final sector to beat Trexie. Very nice through the chicane, using all of the curb, now flat out across the final corner. DRS open, is it gonna be pole? Yes it is!
Half a second improvement on his previous best, and he's a 1:17.6! What an incredible... There was no toe as well in that entire lap. That was pure pace. That is incredible. So now we've got the top 2 in the 1:17s, top 9 in the 1:18s, and the rest of the grid in 1:19 or 1:20s. Dante's not here in the team though, so we're not going to see Dante put in a 1:16 if he manages to somehow, by some miracle, pull that off.
Oh, as Broken loses it through the turn 3, the high speed corner.
That one good lap. We have a yellow flag out. I think that's not reason B.
That's too much.
So Vinot 9000, I think, getting out of the way.
Too much
Purple
luck.
middle sector by reason B. Having just passed the Aston Martin as well, so potentially found a toe as he comes out of the corner, sorry. And just loses it. He's got 5 minutes left. He's still got plenty of time to jump into the pits and grab himself another set of softs.
Very easy to lose it on this track.
It is. I did not trust the car, nor did I trust myself. But I do trust the game to see that Red Bull driver Fralzon is currently setting purple middle sector. I don't know what his first sector was, but it's certainly a purple middle sector. So now let's see if he goes through the chicane. He keeps it very tidy.
A little slow, but it's good.
Cross the line. That's going to be a 1:18.8. Improves up to 9th place. Still a very good lap. I feel like I need to turn up my game audio. The cars are so quiet, but the issue with the game now is if you go into your settings, you can't leave. It's great. So yeah, I believe that is an Aston Martin coming towards the line. So let's see if Armin is either on a hot lap or going for one now.
He's
going for one.
Starting.
So current lap time a 1:18.6. He is an entire second away from his teammate in first place. Can Armin, by some miracle and a half, find 1 second around this entire circuit? Into the line for the first sector. It's a 7/1000th improvement in the first sector. He does have a Alfa Romeo ahead of him. And, they are out of the way. So he's got a clear track ahead of him now, going into that left right-hander up the hill. as I've been told by my engineer, you can properly mount the curb on that uphill if you're on a high enough gear and not spin. Which I
You can
still didn't
mount it,
trust.
but you can't go over it because it's gonna bottom out the car and you're gonna spin.
Purple middle sector by Armin, half a second improvement. Where is he finding this pace? This is incredible. Are we going to have an Aston Martin 1-2? I don't want to jinx it, but he's going through the chicane now. All he has to do is keep it tidy around this final corner. And to the line, that will be a 1:17.1. What is that? Armin securing an Aston Martin 1-2 so far with a half a second improvement on his teammate. What? Yeah, no, he provisionally he will have a 1-2, but unfortunately with that 5-place grid penalty.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
That was unexpected, to say the least.
Okay, let's look at Lobster. He's actually finishing his lap, 5 tenths up. What's it gonna be? He improves to P10.
Proves by 1 second. He's now in the 118s.
Yeah, you just have to find the confidence and the rhythm around this track. It's so important.
We got two Hasses coming to the line. We got Miz and Lewis. I think Lewis just crosses the line and improves to 14th place. Miz improves as well and goes up into
And
9th place.
Trexie up
Trexie improves up into 2nd place.
Purple last sector. An Armin box, so that's it for Armin.
45 seconds. We've got 6. What is that? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6 drivers in the pits and 3 retired. So now, anyone who is not in the pits, we see a Haas spinning out there, unfortunately. Anyone who's not on the track will not be able to put in another hot lap. I think realistically, the only driver that can put in another hot lap is going to be... No, that's Lobster's AI. That's it. No one...
Nazar is going for it. He's made an improvement in the first sector. Is it gonna be an Aston Martin 1-2?
Purple middle sector.
Is his 1 tenths up? But is it gonna be enough in the final sector?
He has to hit this chicane beautifully. He seems to have hit the curb a bit there, but he's maintained his speed.
He maintains his speed, so it's okay.
It's an Aston Martin 1-2. He beats Trexie by 2/100ths of a second as Reason B improves as well to a 1:17.8.
And Anatoly beats him as well before.
And Anatoly, what an incredible lap by the Mercedes driver. How does he not? This is like Perez. He doesn't. How does he not have a seat? I don't think Armin got the 5th place. I think it was a collision with Armin that caused someone to get a 5th place. I'm fairly certain it was Ghost Rider who got a 5th place grid penalty.
I'm gonna look at this right now. So give me a second. Yep, Fraslon with the penalty. In the Red Bull. Down to in P12, so yeah, that's gonna be last place.
And who else? There was something with Armin, as Anatoly got a 5th place grid penalty just now. Somehow.
How?
I don't know.
So he's down in P9 now.
We'll have to see. Yeah, 4 drivers have got a 5th place grid penalty. Fraslon, Ghost Rider, Lewis, and Anatoly have all received a 5th place grid penalty. So now the new order for the race is going to be Armin, Nazar, Trexie, and Reason B in the top 4. Why did Anatoly get a 5th place at the end, though? I don't understand.
He must have hit somebody.
But it was AI. He crossed the line. It was AI.
No idea.
God, this game is
What?
so brilliant, isn't it?
He's just EA things. Why is oh, and you have left the session for me.
Yep, my game just froze.
Well, that's karma for saying the bad words about EA, I guess.
Yeah, EA heard me. I'm sorry.
Why is Aston Martin so good?
Apparently not enough players to start the session, and I can't click OK.
This is not good.
It's fine. Lobster's the host, so as long as Lobster's fine, lobby will be fine.
I don't even know if I can invite you. I think I don't have you.
We'll switch
to
the title screen for now. You don't see the
I
game.
can stream on Discord if you want.
I'm just gonna shut the game down because it's frozen entirely. Oh no, there we go, it's working. I'm into a lobby by myself. This game is damn brilliant.
It's still the pit crew are T-posing in the garages, so
that's classic EA. Anatoly, where's Lobster in my friends list? There he is. Join game.
yeah, so you have plenty of time. The formation lap is just starting.
And something to note as well, actually, this is not any ordinary Spanish Grand Prix for us.
Oh, and Armin's spun on the
wonderful! Of course,
on the
Armin
pit
spins.
straight.
Of course.
And 2 people disqualified from the session. Anatoly and Lobster, as if
teammates.
their sessions.
Teammates
Anatoly got
colliding.
that red penalty and also now collided.
Here we go, I'm back in the session. So now, as I was saying, this is no ordinary session. We'll look at the tyres in a moment, but this is not just your standard dry race. This is a dry to dynamic to light rain at the end of the race. So it's a matter of who is going to go the furthest on their tyres before they pit for those inters. Because it's guaranteed to finish on inters, but it's a matter of does it finish on the last lap or does it finish on the third lap for the dry tyres. Who knows? So we've got, let's have a look here. We've got Reason B, the only driver on the, on those softs. We have Armin, Trexie, Fushy Wush, the 2 Williams, Fushy Wushy and Rebellious, Miz, Grace, Fralzon and Lewis, all on the mediums. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers on the mediums. 10, sorry, including Lobster. And 7 drivers on the hards. Yes, I had to count that. Shut up. I can't be asked to do quick maths in my head. As we have a Panos spinning out of the back. So Panos tried to do a last to first challenge, but because of so many penalties given to drivers, he is no longer starting last. He didn't have to qualify, and he got 11th place handed to him. That is incredible. As we got a couple
and somebody's going backwards on. Okay.
Couple donuts.
Reason be disqualified on softs.
He'll be fine. He can warm up those tyres really easily.
But the most important thing for him is the start. Because
now we got Mousy in as well.
Mousy's
managed to join the session. Let's see with Armin. Very slow start from everyone. Give us a better angle so we can see what's going on with the drivers. But Nazar, I think, takes the lead of the race. Is going 4 wide into the first corner. I can't see what's going on. Give us a better angle.
As Reason B goes down
into second place.
Yes.
Panos up into 7th place. So
Nazar
far,
with the excellent start.
Yeah, very good start for everyone. A very clean start so far into Tier 2. Seems to be a bit of a tussle at the back. Panos now taking a position from Fushy Wushy. He's already up 7 places off the start of this race, and we're only in the middle of the second sector. What an incredible start for the for the McLaren driver. Sorry, so used to him being Aston Martin. We got a fight at the back here between Lewis and Nitova 9000. They were almost going too wide into that second sector.
And Reasonable
but
goes
Lewis
down the
ahead.
inside, and he takes the lead using
Reason
the soft
B,
tire.
those softs are working for him truly, but the question is what is his strategy going to be? Because if there's rain at the end of the race, is he going to go soft, hard, and wait for the rain? I mean,
Yep.
it seems risky.
I think he can do soft medium, but it's a gamble to go for mediums. He can go soft, hard, and wait for the rain. Yeah, just like you said. Now it's important for him to pull a gap on Nazar, use these tires, and break DRS. So far, people are holding within a second.
This is scarily clean,
And
as now Armin takes second place. And now here comes Trexie around the outside. He's going for a move on Nazar. Can he make those mediums work? Into this uphill hander now. He's got the position. Trexie now up into third place. Nazar with an amazing qualifying session is now down 2 places and down into 4th place behind Trexie and behind Armin.
The hearts are very slow.
A yellow flag. No, what's happened? We have Ghost Rider
Ferrari
in the Ferrari as spun around coming out of the uphill section into the second sector. Got Mousy losing positions. He's gone very wide, and Lewis has managed to get round. Thank you for predicting soft strategy. Apparently they can go soft, medium, medium, or medium hard, because the game doesn't know that rain is coming in.
Yeah.
Lovely. Armin with a fast lap, and Panos now up into 5th place. 8 places up. And there it is, DRS enabled. That rear wing on everyone's car can now finally open up if they are within a second of the driver ahead of them, as we have Miz going too wide into the first corner and now takes the position from Anatoly up into 9th place. Miz now slowly climbing the ranks.
Oh, is he gonna send it down into turn 4? Yes.
Incredible move.
I think there was a little contact, but they got away with it.
Rebellious is making a proper blockade here. The drivers are having to get around him before they can get to the rest of the drivers ahead of him. Being a true minister of defense for his teammate ahead of him up in 6th place. As I think here comes Grace potentially going to go for a move on Rebellious here down this DRS straight. Unfortunately not quite close enough. Hadn't gotten the exit that they would have had as... Reason B, reason to be spun! Reason B on those soft compound tires has spun and is now down to 7th, 8th, 9th. He's going to drop way past this.
He's now ghosting through all the drivers.
No, he's going to stay ahead of this pack. But Reason B now out of the lead of the race, now down into 7th place. Those soft tires must be absolutely crying. There's even more chaos at the back there. I think Rebellious has had a bit of a spin. He has. Rebellious is down into 13th place, splitting the 2 Red Bulls. Well, Red Bulls, but Mousy's technically a McLaren. He just couldn't choose his seat, unfortunately.
The temperatures are so high here. They're on softs. You actually have to run minimal pressures on long stints, so... And it's still like 95 degrees. So yeah, if it gets to 97 to 100, you're in trouble.
So we've got Red Bull and AlphaTauri, sister teams, fighting for position in 14th place. Yellow flag, what's happened here? We've got the other Ferrari coming out of that uphill right-hander, and unfortunately has spun around, is now down at the back of the grid. With another spin, so both Ferraris, unfortunately, at the back of the grid. And Panos now up into 3rd place, fighting 3rd place. With 10 positions gained into the chicane, he is on the last step of the podium, provisionally into the fourth lap of this race. So an incredible, now 5th lap, incredible start for Panos' race from starting 11th on the grid, disqualifying in the qualifying session. Then, because of penalties, finds himself at 11th place at the start of the race, and now he finds himself in 3rd. The math doesn't add up.
To be honest.
The math does not add up to go from 11th to 3rd, but hell, he's improved. That's the key thing here.
He should be in tier 1. He has almost the same pace as me.
As I think the two sister teams have collided. 9,000. It's over 9,000, and Fralzon, I believe, might have collided because both of them were off of the track and ghosted. Nadim, you just had to jinx it by saying, "Wow, no collisions."
Come on, it's an F122 race. What do you expect?
So now we've got ourselves our packs. We've got a 5-car battle for P1 at the moment. So we have another yellow flag. I think that's Lobster tumbling down the order, unfortunately, coming out of that uphill. He's now spun out.
Yeah.
Why would I retire from commentating? I've not cursed anyone. You're the one who said that, with Panos with the fastest lap. But as I was saying, we've got a 5-car battle for P1. Reason B in his own race by himself after an unfortunate spin on those soft compound tyres. Anatoly up into 7th place, fighting alone with, away from Miz and Mousy. Rebellious as well, and Lewis in their own fight. I say that. Lewis is now under pressure from Grace, and now Grace along that main straight has taken the position from him, and they are now up into 11th place. So Alfa Romeo currently sitting 2nd and 11th. So far, a very good start for the team. But now
Panos is
we've got
pressurizing Trexie on hard tires.
Trexie's on those mediums. What's going to happen between these two teams?
Very conservative with the battery. He's my student after all.
Let's see how well your student will do. So we have another change in position at the back. We got, I think, Mousy managed to steam past Miz and already has a 2nd gap from the drivers behind. Ghost Rider, after a very early spin in this race, has managed to come back and get into 12th place and broken up into 15th place. So they were once last place, the two Ferraris, but now are up. And unfortunately, right at the back of the grid in the 2nd sector now, it's over 9,000. I think might have had another spin. Actually, no, sorry, he's pitted for fresh mediums off of what I think he started on the hards. So we'll have to see what it's over 9,000 can do. It's getting very closely packed together for the top 5 as Ghost Rider gets the first, well, sorry, the 2nd penalty of the session. I think it's over 9,000, got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
The viewer curse.
Miz has spun. I think Miz might have had a spin, and the Haas driver is off of the track and now returns on the track in the fight with his teammate and the Red Bull ahead of him. He's almost pushing that Red Bull along.
Oh, and this is spun or yeah. Fralzon unfortunately spins. Losing
just as I switch off of him, he spins. Are you kidding me? What was this?
Exactly. Oh, I was about to say we have huge DRS zone, DRS train, I should say.
We got Trexie closing in. First sector, Trexie's now 3/10 off, Panos is 4/10 off, Nazar a 2nd off, Fushy Wishy half a 2nd off.
It's actually was like this for the few couple of laps now, so yeah, just Trexie biting his time.
Ghost Rider up into 10th place now as well.
Yeah, making Armin use that battery and tires to defend.
And we got the two Hasses now swapping position. Whether that was team orders or not, I don't know. But Lewis is now Lewis is down into 13th place, and his teammate is up into 12th place. Perhaps Miz has the pace to be able to catch the drivers ahead of him.
I'm waiting for rain. It's Yeah, I'm waiting. What strategy is gonna be the best?
I'll let you know
Because
when the rain comes in, because my game will crash when the rain comes in.
wait, what?
Yeah, it's been
How?
the case for the second half of last season. That when the rain comes in, my game just decides to take a crap and die.
All right.
I've
Oh,
reduced I've
I
reduced the
think
graphics,
Trexie
but it
going
still
for it
wants to
now.
do that.
Trexie going for the overtake, for the lead. Down the outside. And he's got the lead before the corner.
Trexie now in the lead of this race. What was once an Aston Martin 1-2 at the start of the race is now an Alfa Romeo in first place, an Aston Martin in second place, and a McLaren in third. As reason B now pits off of those soft compound tyres, he's gone to hard compound tyres now. So perhaps he's going for exactly what I called it, going on those hards and waiting for that rain to drop in.
Yeah, the rain is gonna be late. That's a perfect strategy. Also, the hard compound drivers are looking good as well. I think they can go for 0 stops in this race. The hards can definitely get them to almost the end of the race. So yeah, so the medium runners will probably have to pit at some point.
Trexie
As
gonna go
Trexie says, the
fastest.
fastest lap, 1:20.7, and Pano's going
Pick
for
with
the move.
3 wide almost. Panos around the outside, unfortunately, because
Armin
Armin with the
coasting
inside
around the
line, he's managed to
outside.
defend beautifully and maintain that position.
And now
For a
the
second
dirty
there,
air.
Panos was drifting on my screen. I got very worried.
Yeah, the dirty air could be very treacherous to get to actually just follow someone through this high-speed corner. And also, if you apply too much lock, you can just spin on your own on full throttle. So yeah, it's very treacherous. I actually don't know the pit window when is the pit window for the medium runners, but I suspect it's somewhere around 6 or 5 laps from here. So yeah, let's
I
see.
don't know when that is, but I do know that the DRS, when it's open on that main straight, you gain up to 13 miles per hour on that main straight advantage to the drivers ahead of you.
Yeah, you do, because yeah, the downforce is so you have so much downforce here. You almost run like Monaco setup. You run 40-40, something like this. Yeah, some drivers are preferring less, of course, and
As Panos has spun!
oh,
Panos coming out of the right-hander, downhill right-hander, is spun, is now down into 5th place. He was applying so much pressure, and perhaps the pressure then got to him as well.
he can still recover.
He can certainly recover.
He's a
Panos is
goat.
definitely the driver to be able to pull that off. He's got 5 seconds to Fushiwashi ahead of him on the mediums, and he's got 4 seconds to Anatoly behind him on the hards.
Yeah, so the medium should drop off now. The hard should be the faster tire now. So let's see if maybe Nazar can yeah, bring that gap down the front runners.
Are we
Is
going to see a
Armin
move from
going for
Armin?
it? Yeah.
He's looking for an inside move. I think he's got it before the break zone, well before the break zone. Armin retakes the lead of the race.
Yeah, the Trexie is just not fighting it. Yeah. Trexie is smart.
And
He's
we have
thinking.
Rebellious, unfortunately, spinning out just at the pit exit. Technically under real life F1 rules, what Rebellious did there to avoid going into the pits would have been penalised, but I don't think we actually have something in the rulebook for that, as we have, I believe, Miz. Oh, Miz was right on the gearbox of Broken, just ahead of him, rapidly closing that gap down, but unfortunately not quite close enough to take 10th place. Nadim is very happy because apparently he jinxed Panos to spin there.
Yeah, he did.
As Rebellious, I think with those very, very hot tyres, has had another spin now through that first sector.
Espanos is going purple. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. It's Panos, what do we expect? Nadim was saying that Armin's going to get fired. His team is not terrified for some reason or another. I guess that was because Armin lost the lead of the race, but I'm sure Nadim, as Aston Martin team principal, will take that back and not be firing Armin just yet from his position.
Rexy is using 100% of his brain to let Armin go. Yeah. He's thinking on the long game.
Oh, okay, well, there's some new conditions for Armin now. Armin has to win the race, otherwise he's going to get fired, and I'm starting to see some clouds there in the sky. I think we might be approaching that transition window for potentially the rain to come in, as Fralzon and Lewis are going too wide into the second sector now, but Lewis with that inside line continues to defend his position from the Red Bull driver ahead. He's got a 7-second gap to his teammate ahead.
And
So
a big snap of oversteer. And Red Bull's gonna send it around down the inside again. They're going side by side.
Lewis, oh my god, he is
turn
not
9,
letting
is
him
gonna stay
through.
close?
Are we going to see Reason B come back into this fight and take the position from this scrap? And they've collided almost.
Then they touch Darkness.
They did hit, but it doesn't look like anyone walked away with damage, and I think they're all still within with the fight with one another.
Side. Somebody will have to concede through this chicane. There's no way they're going too wide there. But now Lewis is gonna get the DRS.
And Fralzon did go off the track there, but fortunately he did make the move round Lewis before going off of the track, so he does maintain that position. As now, oh, I've switched off the camera.
Oh, as Reason B tucks underneath the inside, almost overtakes both of them. Fralzon actually holds on to P12. Oh, and Reason B almost sending
and
it.
There's a... Armin has spun! Armin coming out of the chicane has spun and is now down into 4th place. Trexie takes the lead of the race with Nazar in 2nd place and Fushy Wushy up into 3rd place. Panos hitting another fastest lap, a 1:20.519. What has happened to Armin there coming out of that chicane? Now
Armin's
heavily under pressure from Panos behind.
And yeah, Fushy Wushy up to P3.
And Reason B ahead of the Red Bull driver as well now. So that fight, I think, might have concluded so far, with Reason B gaining 2 positions in a fight that costed him 3 laps of lost time, as the Red Bull driver, I think, has spun. He's gone into the wall and he has reset to track, unfortunately, which will be a time penalty. And he's lost his front wing now, crossing the line after the pits. Lobster pits onto the hard compound tyres, and Grace pits as well onto the medium compound tyres. So now they've done their first stint of this race.
Just when I wanted to say, yeah, they're gonna pit now around somewhere here that they pit. Yeah.
And according to the Aston Martin team principal, Armin is now fired. Well, Armin, I hope you enjoy the last race you have with Aston Martin as Trexie now pits. Trexie from the lead of the race is now done with those medium tyres. And I believe he will go for those hards. Or is he? No, he's going for medium for the rain to come in. Now, I did hear from some of the tier 3 drivers, medium is by far the better strategy to go for the race. So it'll be interesting to see, is it actually going to be the better strategy? Or is the rain going to potentially come in a bit too late for that to happen, as now Panos, pardon me, takes the position from Fushy Wushy.
I think either way it's a good strategy, but of course you can also try to do it on zero stop hard, which is I think more flexible. No, I'm taking it back. Actually, I think yeah, the medium is very good. How is Region B doing? He's on 7 laps old cars.
He's in
So
11th place. He's recovered quite a way.
yeah, he lost a lot of time, but he's looking to bring down the gap on these new tires. We know he's quick, so maybe he can get some good points.
Armin, after that spin, he's back up into second place. Nazar takes the lead of the race. Well, I didn't even see this. And they are now closing in on their first lapped car. That's the Red Bull just ahead of them.
He goes in a Ferrari?
Ghost was signed to Ferrari last season, and his contract was extended this season into Ferrari. A lot of the Merc drivers more or less jumped ship to other teams.
Trexie going for the undercut. I don't know if you saw that. He pitted for mediums. So yeah, I think it's a good time.
Let's have a look here. Gap to leader. Trexie is 15 seconds away, and it's about 22 seconds stop at Spain.
He has to almost make the pit stop worth of time, gain pit stop worth of time, because there could be a chance where the hard runners.
We had a fight at the back as well. Sorry to cut you off there. We had a fight there between Grace and Lewis, but unfortunately Grace has found their way into the grass there as Mousy disconnects from the session. As Lewis as well. I think Lewis just stopped on the track to let Grace through, which is fair enough. You know, respectful driving there, and I 100% respect that. As Nazar has spun! The other Aston Martin has spun, and he's lost his front wing, and he's at the end of the straight. So now Armin is into lead of the race again, Panos is into second place, and Fushy Wushy is back up into third place. Aston Martin are just not having the time of their life around this track, and their front wings are just crying.
That's gonna be a huge paycheck for the Aston Martin team.
But here comes Panos. He has the advantage on those tyres now over Armin. Could Panos take the lead of the race? And we did have Mousy disconnect. Hopefully Mousy can reconnect as well.
Hopefully he can. Unfortunately, AI not quick enough, and he's losing positions now.
Splitting the two Ferraris. He's got 11 seconds to the driver behind him. Hopefully he can get in those 11 seconds. As
Nazar pits.
Understandably pits. He's got no front wing. Trexie with the fastest lap.
Sorry. I didn't notice, actually.
Trexie going for a move on Anatoly ahead of him. He's got the outside line. He's got the fresher tyres. And that is a very easy move by the Alfa Romeo driver in Alpine to fourth place.
Nazar goes on the Inters.
Nazar's gone on the Inters now?
So
he's gambling a lot. As Lobster Warrior has retired from the session, he's come out of the second sector and spun on that track.
If the rain comes within 3 laps,
Nazar will have pulled off masterclass.
That's gonna be a good strategy choice actually, because you lose about 4 seconds per lap on dry track. So yeah, he's gambling on it. He has nothing to lose actually.
Indeed, he doesn't have much to lose.
Maybe he shouldn't go for the softs, but yeah, let's see how it's
Well, it
pans
certainly
out
is
in the next
very
laps.
cloudy now. I don't see a single patch of sunshine anywhere. And Panos now takes the lead of the race down that main straight. I didn't even notice that. Well before the braking zone, Mousy the Cheese has finally joined back into the session. Still in 7th place, but Panos, with those hard compound tyres, is now up into 1st place. Could Armin and Fushy Wushy, could they, along with Miz and Lewis, who started on those medium compound tyres, trying to go to the rain on the same set? They
That's
can't
gonna be
be.
hard, but it's possible.
That is
Remember,
incredibly
it's set to
risky.
it's set to dynamic, so the rain can come absolutely anywhere between, I think, lap 13 and to the end. So yeah, that's gonna be very interesting to see if they can hold on.
And Anatoly out on those mediums, so Nazar is the only driver to have taken that gamble, and the rest of them are sticking out still. So he's currently a second off of his best going through that first sector.
Trexie gaining rapidly on these new tires. And my race director doesn't work. Thank you, EA.
Ah, lovely. Mousy, how do you get back in? Are you on Steam? If you're on Steam, you can right-click on Lobster's name and hit join lobby. Right-click on Lobster's name in your friends list, and you'll see an option called join game, and you can click on that to join. If that doesn't work, I can get Lobster to send you an invite. Go to your car, open up the options, and you can find an option to say take control of your vehicle.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
then it'll like give you like 3 or 4 seconds to prepare before you take control of your vehicle.
I think I see drops of rain. So
Oh yeah, no, I'm seeing
it is
drops of
coming.
rain. Could Nazar have pulled off the best strategy? There is definitely rain. My game has cut audio.
Oh my god.
So Nazar has pulled off so far what appears to be a brilliant strategy. But we'll have to see, and I think Mousy is still ghosting. Have you managed to... I'm assuming he's managed to find the setting, hopefully. And the game will give him control of his car soon.
As Fushy Wushy pits. For
You
the
can't...
inter tire.
The best we can do to check wear of compounds is the lap timings, that's it. It's not in the pause menu. If you just click square to go to this menu and choose the driver you want to do, you can then click take control. So if I wanted to switch to see Ghost Rider, I can click spectate. But as a spectator, if it's your car, you can also go to take control. Oops. So Fushy Wushy onto those inters. He's coming out fighting.
And broken around the outside.
With Broken very close between the two of them. Fortunately, Fushy
It's still
Wushy
not
managing
Inter,
to avoid.
but it's very
collision.
close.
So those medium runners who have stuck out so far all the way to this point have done brilliantly. The only drivers to have lost out in this fight perhaps will be Trexie, who had pitted 6 laps ago, Anatoly, who pitted just 2 laps ago for fresh mediums, and the Red Bull and Williams driver Fralzon and Rebellious pitting 5 and 6 laps ago, respectively. It's over 9,000 comes out on the Inters. So we've only got 3 drivers on the Inters.
It's still very light. It's still dry conditions.
It is.
Like, it's not dry, but it's still dry tires.
Nazar is still losing a lot of time to the drivers ahead of him.
Yeah, the track has not enough water for inters. It doesn't stop Mizzy from going for the inters pit stop. These tires are so bad at this point. 22 laps on mediums.
Mousy going for the inters, and Miz also going for the inters.
It's gonna get wetter and wetter, so there's no point boxing for dries at this point, like Alonso.
Apparently, there was a very good explanation for why he pitted for that. Apparently, Stroll was meant to collect data to see if the inters were worthwhile, but because Stroll was hitting the walls so often and struggling so much, they assumed that, you know, they haven't got enough information to reliably say if they're the best tire. Apparently, that's why Alonso and Aston Martin went for the medium before switching to the inters. I call
He could have won
BS.
the race.
Oh yeah, 100% they could have. I'd like to point out though as well, Armin, he had a spin. He went down to 4th place. He's now up into 2nd place, and he's half a second off of Panos, who started on the harder compound tyres. And they are still fighting very close, neck and neck for pole position.
Pole position.
For 1st place. Same difference.
It's amazing how often you make this mistake.
Shut up. There it is. DRS is disabled, and Broken has made a strategy error. Ferrari, you've made a strategy error. Broken has pitted onto the medium compound tyres, and I think that might have just been a matter of the game not allowing you to change tyres when you enter the pits. So unfortunately, Broken will have to make one more pit stop before the end of this race. Typical Ferrari.
No.
Go away, Cthulhu. I promise we're better than this. We just make the average mistake here and there.
As Armin stays out.
What is Armin doing?
Panos boxing and Armin
I guess
stays out.
maybe the track could still be just dry enough that he thinks he can make enough time to pit and take the pole, take 1st place. Nearly did it again.
No, I think it's definitely time for inters if the DRS is disabled.
The thing is, the track does not look that wet. Though Armin is a second off of his pace, but that doesn't help when he's got... No, it's definitely ready for wets. He's just nearly spun off into the wall. Or into the gravel, sorry.
No, actually, it's still good.
Well, he's got 11 seconds to Panos.
It's in the middle, I would say.
It's now or never.
No, Panos is definitely gaining now, so...
Armin pits 22 seconds. He'll come out 3rd place right now with Fushy Wushy predicted to be around about 10 seconds behind him. Reason being now
I
pitting.
get what Trexler is trying to do. He's trying to extend the stint and use these tires, which are pretty new. But yeah, I don't see Armin. I don't see, yeah.
I think it might still be dry though, because Broken is closing in on Nazar ahead of him and hasn't had any issues so far. And there goes the two...
He's on the new mediums as well, so it's easy to keep temperature.
Yeah, and there goes the two... Or the race leader and 2nd place. Here comes Panos, and they cross the line. Now
Look how much he's gained.
Lead.
It's incredible.
It is. Now let's see. Trexie is going to come out behind Armin. Trexie's going to come across and have Fushy Wushy. I'd say around about 10 seconds is my guess. And I was very much wrong. That's 7.5 seconds. 7 seconds. You know what? I don't do math very well. We'll just do physics instead.
10 seconds to leader. Which Panos gained, I think, 2 seconds on him. But yeah, I'm not sure, so...
Broken has still not pitted. He's going for another lap on those mediums. He's confident that he can do another lap before having to pit.
Is he trying to go to the end?
Nah, that would be ridiculous. Broken now, if he pits with 22 seconds, he'll come out 13th place. Or even, it won't even be 22 seconds, it'll be even longer, because it's in the rain.
If he gets more wet, he could be even 10 seconds slower. I think he's trying to wait it out. Surprisingly.
AB is rebellious. Unfortunately, gets a 5-second second time penalty for corner cutting.
He has to pit now. Yeah.
Oh, he has to. Yeah, rebellious. Unfortunately, retiring in the race. I think he's had enough. So now we're in the rain. Trexie holds the fastest lap by a whole 10th over Panos. And that's it. That will be his extra point before the end of this race.
No, he stays out.
What on earth is Ferrari doing? I'm the Ferrari team principal, but I don't understand what's going on here. Why is he not pitting?
Broken.
He's
Anatoly
broken.
down the inside. He's defending.
But he's defending. What is this? This is some incredible driving by the Ferrari man who's using slicks in the rain.
I couldn't have done it. On no assist is almost impossible to not lock up.
He's lost the position. This is currently the only fight on the grid. I say that as Reason B takes the position from Miz.
He's actually fast
Miz
on mediums, which is very
Miz
surprising.
had a bit of a spin.
What is this speed?
What is this speed? And he spun! And there it is.
He was too greedy.
And he's unfortunately reset to track as well, so that'll be a 10 I think it's a 10-second time penalty. I should know this. It's my own rule book, and I don't remember the penalties off the top of my head. But it's certainly a penalty that will go his way for resetting to track. But now, as hopefully he will pit. Yeah, he does. Okay, I got worried there. We're now at a very calm place of this race, because it is now just a matter of who will spin first to take a position, because everyone is more than 2 seconds apart from a fight.
Yeah, that's a pure skill now behind the wheel.
Well, potentially.
As Reason B goes wide.
Broken might come out of the pits just as It Over 9000 comes down the straight. I think this might be the one fight. Nope, never mind. Broken's already up to speed. I got hopeful.
Webby has joined.
Yeah, he was engineering for Alfa Romeo.
Rexy, come on, use battery. He's on 100%.
Oh my god, he's at 100%. That's incredible. No, Cthulhu, we need to start cracking down on not allowing engineers to spectate from in the game. There is software, and the game does allow for telemetry sharing, so I'll have to have a word with Webby after the race to inform him. Or even, I think Webby's watching the stream, so you should be able to hear me tell him off for joining the lobby. So, Nazo, who pitted 10 laps ago on those inters, is now 20 seconds away from Ghost Rider. So you went from leading the race and going for a provisional 1-2 and now down into 6th place. Very unfortunate race for Nazo.
Shocking.
I would like to know, though, what happened for his spin and losing the front wing. Was it a collision with another driver? or just purely a driver error.
It's very easy to lose it on this track. The curb in turn 2, turn 3, flat out is, yeah, you can spin. Also next turn 4, very hard on traction. Next, turn 7, this curb on the sausage curb on the outside, you can spin you out. Another corner.
Are you
We
watching?
I'm not watching anyone actually, but
Oh,
let's watch Panos.
I'm so confused. He's about the curves. Like, who's going through the curves? Who's going near the curves?
I think everyone. That's my guess, but yeah.
I say there's no fight. Hold on a minute. Reason B is now down to 1 second to Mousy ahead of him, and Mousy has managed to reconnect. Well, he managed to reconnect some time ago, but Reason B has got pace on those inters. But
Let's actually go on board with Reason B, maybe.
But he's got no ERS. He's got 14%, and he's using it. Mousy's at 25%.
Yeah, here on the exit, if you go a little wide,
We have a yellow flag, and it's broken.
Oh!
Broken coming out of that. What is that? 1, 2, 3, third corner has spun, unfortunately.
And Broken has broken his front wing.
Broken has broken his front wing. Unfortunately, that will now leave him in last place. But for a debut race with Ferrari and with Phoenix, he was incredible in qualifying. Unfortunate spin towards the end of his first hot lap. I mean, great effort to get to where he is now.
As Trex is going through Lewis, he's getting lapped.
So if we look at relative to everyone, I believe it's just Lewis who's been lapped. I don't think Broken has yet been lapped by the race leader. No, he has. Broken has been lapped. 879,000 has just been lapped. So Grace is the last driver on the grid who has not been lapped and is on the 32nd lap, about to start. Sorry, about to start. I'm losing my mind. They're on the 32nd lap. As Broken now pits to fix his... I need to shut up. I can't speak. Oh, this is not going well for me today. I got tier 1 after this. As Broken pits for his broken front wing to be repaired. There we go. Nazza says, Nazza, how are you typing? As Reason B has a bit of a moment there.
Losing a second.
Excuse you, Nazza, you should be driving, not texting. But he says he was hit, so it'll be interesting to see.
Don't text and drive, guys.
Yeah. By a certain McLaren, so apparently Panos caused the collision with Nazza. We'll have to take a look at that. The stewards will have to take a look at that after the race. Nazza, stop texting, man. You're driving. You may have 26 seconds to the cars ahead of you. You should still not be letting the AI drive if that's what you're doing.
No. He could be typing on the straight.
Just casually, you know, texting. Oh yeah, one-handed. I got this. It's Aston Martin. I would have put it past them to be able to do that. To be honest.
It's easy for him. The GOAT.
I guess it's a skill issue for those who can't do it then.
Yep.
You are texting while driving. You shouldn't be doing that, sir. Thankfully, though, there's no one around you for you to cause a collision with. But now we're on the last lap of the race. Let's go with Panos. I'm speechless for how that race was for Panos. He opted to disqualify in a very risky manner in qualifying, then finish 11th place, and then now lead the race for however many laps, and now is going on to go into the third sector, potentially to win the race. I'm not going to jinx it.
After the spin as well.
After the spin, yeah. That is some incredible driving.
I think everyone has had their moment in this race.
They really
At
have.
least almost everyone. That was crazy.
And now rounding the final corner, Panos comes towards the line. There he is weaving to win the Spanish Grand Prix. That was an
Armin
incredible
P2.
race. Armin P2 and Trexie now going through the chicane for P3. An incredible result for the Alfa Romeo team to have P3 in this race. Webby, who won last week at Azerbaijan, with broken pedals this week, has his teammate to finish on the podium steps. Fushi Wishi next across the line with 4th place, and Ghost Rider with a 3-second time penalty maintains position in 5th place. And now NASA 24 seconds behind. We get a nice relaxing break whilst we wait for him to come across the line, as Broken crosses the line now in last place. Here comes NASA to the line.
Weaving.
Not the best result for Aston
Oh, and
Martin after
Mousy with the penalty.
Mousy with the penalty. What is going on back here? There's a fight going on.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that Mousy had a penalty, so he drops down to P10.
And unfortunately, Grace, just 8.5 or 8 seconds behind from Mousy, could not secure that last point. But still an incredible race for everyone. Mousy managing to come back into the race after being disconnected and still finishing with 1 point. Panos, without a doubt, driver of the day. He managed to recover so many times and had so many overtakes. But equally, I kind of want to give it to Armin, if I'm honest, because he was nuts on those tyres. He went so far on those mediums to the point where I thought it would never be possible, but he made them work.
I have to agree. And as well, going in the wet on mediums, that old, it's not an easy thing to do.
Indeed, it is not.
I also want to give shout out to Trexie. Very good drive. Underrated, maybe a little bit.
Oh, without a doubt. Trexie, I don't know how he does it. He is very quick. It's terrifying how quick, to be honest. Spawn on the softs. Is that you, Reason B, El Patron man? On the softs at the start of the race. That was a very brave strategy to start the race on the softs, but I mean, you almost made them work. You managed to take the lead of the race, and then unfortunately, that spin really did cost you the lead of the race.
That was a very good strategy.
But it's a very good strategy, and it happens to the best drivers. You've got Bahrain sprint next weekend to be able to come back, and you've got Canada as well. So who knows? Maybe Bahrain could be the track for you, as the game takes forever to try and let me load in. Isn't F122 the favorite game of everyone here? I mean, why else would we race it? We all love EA.
ACC, but
to be fair, ACC has some of the best camera angles ever. But now let's just
the helicopter cam is just so.
Let's jump to the virtual showroom very quickly, and let's drag in our race winner and his engineer. Call me Panos and Cthulhu for McLaren. Panos, I'm speechless. I mean, you try to disqualify yourself and try and go for last to first, but then after penalties, you found yourself 11th for the race.
Unfortunately, 13th.
Or 13th, sorry. I can do maths, I promise. How was that race for you, though? You managed to go through with an incredible strategy and pull off the win.
Absolutely insane. I mean, my start was so good. I think I gained 6 positions in the opening lap, but my start was so good. I already got 4 cars off the line, and then I think another 2 in the remainder of the lap. But the race it was kind of tricky. I didn't feel very confident in the setup as I did in practice, but yeah, I even had a spin at one point. So to then come home and to get the win as well is absolutely brilliant. The last place spin and the win is just amazing. And yeah, I mean, when it was time to pit for inters, I thought my tires were going to explode. I think they were 85%. I did not understand how Armin's tires were still he didn't get a puncture or anything on those mediums, but yeah, well, in the end, it turned out to be a decent race, and I'm very happy with the result.
And Cthulhu, how was that for you as a race engineer for Panos this race? Was it stressful or quite easy?
Overall, I mean, because also Mousy missed out on qualifying, so just trying to. I mean, we had Panos P13 start, Mousy starting at the back, just trying to get them both back up into points. It actually wasn't as stressful as I thought it was going to be. I mean, Panos just has incredible pace, and obviously we saw that both in the wet and the dry. And then unfortunately with Mousy's disconnect, I really think he could have been probably P5 or 6 at the end, but that disconnect just it lowered him a couple places. But I mean, overall, I'm incredibly happy with the results that we got. I think we I mean, obviously we maximized with Panos, and I think we maximized with Mousy what we could get out of the day.
Well, that was certainly quite incredible to watch. I mean, you had your spin as well. What happened there for that spin? 'Cause
Yeah, I think the spin was really weird. On fifth gear even, I wasn't even going full throttle, but just lost it completely on the traction. I wasn't even in any dirty air because I was taking a different line in that corner, but yeah, I mean, it was a weird spin, but yeah, in the end, made up for it, luckily, and yeah.
Clearly didn't matter. You still went on and won the race.
Yeah, great race. I mean, I'm more than happy, and I succeeded the challenge as well. But I was pretty mad that I started P13 because of the penalties. I thought when you get disqualified, you will be starting at the back no matter what, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah, unfortunate for that.
The only guy to be
Shanabi,
mad, he was starting up higher than he wanted to be.
how dare I qualify higher? Shanae, have you got any questions? I don't know if Shanae's here actually.
Oh, I muted.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, actually no. It's yeah, the spin. I think it's pretty common in this corner. If you just go over the limit with steering lock, you can just
Yep.
spin.
Yeah, I think
It's
yeah.
very weird on this game. Hopefully, it will be better in F1 22. But yeah,
Yeah, can't wait.
congratulations on the win. Absolutely stellar drive.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I wish I could have seen you starting actually from last place. But yeah,
Yeah, I was also very mad about it, but it is what it is.
You still
excellent
won the
drive
race. You got nothing to complain about.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Well, what about next week? So you've won the race here now at Spain. Do you think you've got the confidence for Bahrain for the sprint weekend?
Oh, Bahrain and the sprint in Bahrain. I think I think Bahrain will be pretty decent, but it can be kind of weird with very aggressive curbs and the traction sometimes. But I think pace for Bahrain will definitely be there and will definitely be up there as well. Well, next time in Bahrain I won't be starting last, so that kind of also increases the chance for a win.
I can't imagine the weather being wet at all.
Yeah, no way, no way.
But no, it'll be interesting. Unfortunately, I won't be here, but I'm sure Maverick will be here to stream the race for Tier 2.
Yep.
I'm off on holiday, so you guys enjoy the stress of racing this horrible game. I'm gonna go have a drink and enjoy the sun.
Yeah. Well, enjoy your holiday then.
And I will see you in 2 weeks for Canada. Thank you for joining me. Let's get you guys out of here and let's talk to P2. I forgot who P2 was. That was Armin, wasn't it? Armin.
How did you forget?
Shut up. Armin, that was a very brave strategy, first of all, to go for the mediums all the way as far as you did. But first of all, I'm going all over the place by questions. That qualifying, how's that qualifying for you? Because that lap was insane.
I just hit all the apexes in it. I didn't have a skill issue.
Yeah, please tell me how you do that, because I have the skill issue.
Look,
It's
I'm not consistent. It's a one-time thing.
It's a one-time thing, you say that, but you pulled off an incredible strategy on, what was it, 22 lap
Yeah,
on
but
mediums before
yeah, but
hitting?
I sacrificed the start of my race too much. Panos and Trexie were just overtaking me, and I had to use a lot of ERS. And I didn't have ERS like the entire race. But luckily, I made it to the wet. But I tried to stay out one more lap when the DRS was deactivated. I was like, yeah, it's not that wet. Then in sector 3, I started to spin,
So you pulled a Norris saying, now it's
and
fine.
Panos just gained a lot of time. I was hoping for a P1. I'm not that happy, but yeah, it is what it is.
Well, according to the chat, we had your team principal come in and say that you're
My
fired, because you... Oh, and he's gone.
I guess he's fired.
I guess he's fired. Oh, that was a nice interview with the
No,
Aston
but
Martin driver for his
actually
last race
his-
with Aston Martin. Now let's get
his
Trexie in
pace in the
here.
wet was very good.
Trexie with P3, and we've got his team principal with him as well, Ollie. Trexie, how was that race, mate? That was some incredible driving from you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a little bit disappointed I didn't get the win today. The strategy let me down a little. I expected the rain a little later, but yeah, P3 with the fastest lap is still a great result for us. It's great points in the Constructors' Championship, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with the race.
Ollie, what about you as team principal? You must be overjoyed with the podium from your driver. Unfortunately, Grace with 11th place just missed out of points, but still a good finish from the weekend.
Yeah, any points are good points. And it's a long season, so there's still 6 races to go. And we'll take this momentum with us forward.
Do you think, Trexie, do you think Bahrain's a strong track for you? Do you think you'll be able to get that race win that you so desperately wanted this race?
Yeah, I
Sprint
think
weekend too, so lots of points on the line.
yeah, I think Bahrain will be one of my stronger tracks. I think yeah, I can get at least a podium there. I think I can I can fight for the win there.
Well, I certainly do look forward to it. Sinead, have you got any questions for our third place podium sitter?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. You were saving battery at the end. Maybe you can share what was your goal there. I mean, you had 100%.
Yeah,
If
I knew I wasn't catching the guys ahead. I saw them having a lot of pace. I didn't want to risk any locking up into the first corner or any locking up at all or spinning because I turned the ERS on early. So I just went safe because I knew I was safe from behind. And yeah, I just wanted to keep that P3.
that's a very good thing to do.
Very fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, that was quite exciting. I mean, the rain came in, and I knew the rain was coming in because the game decided to kick me out. So, was that a lot earlier than you guys expected from the practice sessions you've been running, or do you think that was right on time for what you're expecting?
It was very early for compared to the time we were expecting. It started raining about lap 20, and it started to get to inters like lap 25. We expected lap 30. That's why we went for the strategy we went for. If it was lap 30, I believe I would have catched the guys in front. Unfortunately, it was earlier, so I couldn't. I didn't have the time to do that.
Yeah, you were getting about 1 second per lap, I think.
Yeah, on Armin it was 1 second per lap.
Panos was just on
He was on
another
another
level. I think he was almost matching you on on these hard tires. So yeah, excellent drive. Nonetheless, it's yeah, very good podium.
Thank you.
And thank you for a very exciting race. I did look forward to seeing what happens at Bahrain next week, but unfortunately, I won't be there to commentate it. It'll be Maverick and perhaps Sinead as well. So I do certainly look forward to seeing 2 Alfa Romeos on the podium. No pressure to you and Webby for next
We're,
week.
we're taking that one too next week. Don't worry.
You better. I'll be watching on holiday. Well, thank you for joining and thank you for a very, very interesting race.
Yeah, thank you.
I think that will be. Let's drag Armin back in. Armin,
Beautiful.
you disconnected a bit there.
Yeah, my Discord died.
Oh, lovely. I can't remember what question we were asking you, but the only question I have is: are you looking forward to Bahrain? I think I might have
No.
asked this. I can't remember if I have, honestly.
No, you didn't. You didn't ask me anything. I just answered how my race went.
Do you think Bahrain's a strong track? Do you think you can make a strategy work? I mean, I would be surprised if there's rain there. I suspect there'll be no rain at all.
I'll just say one thing. Bahrain is my worst track in the game.
Lovely. Well, from what your team principal was saying in chat, apparently because you didn't win the race, you've been fired from Aston Martin. So you might want to have a chat with your team principal.
He's just bluffing.
Are you sure? I don't know. It's Nadim. You can't be so sure about Nadim.
But I will find him. We will see each other
Mr.
again.
Legacy.
We will go karting. If he disappears there, don't ask me why.
Okay, well, I hope you enjoy your karting and thank you for a very exciting
My
race.
internet died again.
Lovely. Well, he's gone. Okay. I think that will conclude the interview. Sinead, thank you very much for joining me today. I thoroughly enjoyed that race and I hope you did too.
It was a pleasure, Darkness, as always.
Are you going to join me for Tier 1? We've got Tier 1 in about 10 minutes.
I'm not sure. I might... I don't know. I don't know what I will do actually now. Maybe
We'll see.
I'll stay here or even race. I don't know.
We'll see. Well, thank you for joining me. And I would normally say see you next week, but instead I'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, yeah.
I will unfortunately be missing the Spa ACC race, the best track on the calendar. But we'll have to see what happens. Thank you. Thank you, everyone in the stream, for joining us. And please don't go anywhere because we got Tier 1 in just over half an hour. And I will be back with the stream for that race as well.